Hello, welcome to FountainFX on Tuesday the 9th of December 2014. Not only have we got load shedding that we have to plan around and work around, but I've now got builders right outside my building, and they don't seem to want to stop banging. So hopefully it won't disturb too much of this recording, but just to be aware of that if you hear anything in the background. Load shedding shouldn't really impact on your trading. You should be using things like stops and targets and that kind of thing. So despite the fact that you may be at any point in time sitting in front of your PC and the power goes off, if you have a laptop then you have battery power, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you are using any one of our brokers, then they all have mobile platforms as well, so therefore you can certainly log on to those platforms and be able to continue to manage your trades and watch what's happening. But otherwise, it's really about planning your trades effectively to allow for the risk of load shedding, because at the end of the day, we never know when Eskom's going to switch the power off. Certainly they have been sharing times and strategies and all that good stuff, but it hasn't been as consistent as they said they have. The joy of being switched off 3 times in one day, as is happening to myself at the moment, is not particularly pleasant. But anyway, so always have a plan, always have a fallback strategy, otherwise your money is at risk. Anyway, we are looking at the Euro US dollar. Friday, fantastic news came out that predicted to be 230,000 new jobs in America, and there were over 300,000. So guess what? The market reacted. Dollar strength, and we see that here. Prior to the news coming out, the market went consolidated sideways, waiting for any clear direction. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to chop down into a 1-hour chart, but as you can see, this top line that's running down here on the 4-hour chart, this is our downtrend line, so price is pretty much honouring it. You can see that even to the point whereby price came up and just touched it on Thursday evening, Friday morning last week, and literally turned and fell away quite rapidly. So we are looking at an area here, which is where price was at on Friday afternoon for non-farm payrolls release, and it collapsed from there. If you're wondering what I'm saying when I'm saying non-farm payrolls, it's the old term for non-farm employment exchange, something like that anyway. So it's to do with the new jobs that are created in America outside of the farming community, and it's how they measure growth from a viewpoint of job creation, etc. And the fact that it's going up by over 300,000 jobs in the last month shows that the US economy is growing and is quite strong and is very positive. So comparison to the euro, it means that the dollar will gain strength against the euro, and therefore we saw this nice big red candlestick formation as it collapsed. So we're now in the 1-hour chart, and we can see that price here, this is the start of the candlestick where it fell rapidly, and it fell over 80 points in that period of time, but actually 60 points fall happened within 5 minutes. I can go down to the 5-minute chart and show you that. But there's a couple of things you need to just note here. One is an area supply up here, very strong area supply. You can see where you've got this clear reversal candlestick pattern with this very long wick at the top, so very good. We need to be looking at that as a potential reversal. Should price get back up to it, you can place a nice sell order just here at the one at 24.30 with your stop above this area. So should it push up higher, then you're out, but the reality is that you're looking for a nice trade, and especially because the origin of this ran price all the way down to a new low down here at the bottom. So we're looking at price from the 124.30 went all the way down to below the 122.60. So that was a good 170 points movement there. So but what we actually saw after the news came out, which is sometimes you look for a reversal. Price, if you look here, there's a nice long wick. Price did come all the way down to this low with the news. Then we had an area of consolidation. Price went sideways Fridays. Monday morning, price pulled back down, created this low, touched the low from the non-farm payrolls data from Friday, came back down to it, and then since then it's been pushing up. When it breaks through this previous high, that's when we know we've got a reversal in terms of the direction of the marketplace. So look for a buy at this point. Now, you wouldn't have got it unless you were sat at 5 o'clock this morning looking at the market, you'd have got the entry here for the buy as price pulled back down into previous resistance to turn it into support and push all the way back up. It's now come back up into this area of supply where price sold off and fell from. So your target really for an entry here at the 122.95 was to get out at the 123.65. So a nice 70 points trade. Bank your profits and say thank you very much, and you'd have just been triggered literally just as we've been speaking. It's pushed up into that, and now we're starting to see some selling off. Well, that's because people who've made profit in this run up are now taking their banking their profits. So at the moment we are in a short term long. Price is pushing up. Should it push all the way back up to here, this would be a very nice place to take a short from. So people will be looking at that as a target anyway to close their longs, those that are in long positions, and so on and so forth. That's really it from FountainFX. Quick 5-minute look. If you were actually in looking at the news on Friday when the news came out, I'd like to say that I did take the trade, I did short, and then load shedding appeared, so I had to go over to my mobile device as well. But let's just take a quick look at the 5-minute chart. We can see that price was in very much a consolidated triangular pattern, and then it broke out. Literally the open of this candlestick at the top was when the news was released, and you can see how rapidly it fell and pushed from the 123.60 level, 123.65, literally in one candlestick all the way down to the 122.95. So that was 70 points, in fact, that collapsed. So in total, took a nice sell on that. Had it, there's a risk that it could have come down into this previous area of support and then just bounced and rallied up. But the other thing was the news was that dramatic, so it's like stick with it. But the thing is that the news wasn't actually released until price got down to somewhere around about here. So I took a nice short on that, did take some profit, and then I saw this sort of consolidation going sideways, and I got out. But we see price then did push back up, and then we started to see some further selling pressure coming in after that. So sometimes people will say wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour until after the news before you get in. Well, these were the guys that were now starting to sell, so at this point, and they've missed that opportunity there. But anyway, the other thing is that if you want to trade the news and that, you just put it in a smaller position size so you're not risking so much, and you can still take the benefit of the move. Anyway, that's it from FountainFX. Happy trading. We'll catch you soon. Bye bye.